Yeah, you don't hear that thing in music circles. People go, "You guys are ripping off this or ripping." It's like you. What are you, future man? You can see into the future. At the time, it's just like, oh, you going to see a band? What kind of band are they? Oh, they're like a new wave metal thing. They're like new metal. They're like grindcore. They're like, you don't come back and at the time, that's the state of the art. That's the way it is. Hey, Christian Hazard, you're pretty fucking good. You got your own tricks and shit. But you know what I mean? What are you doing? You ripping off Tony Hawk again? It's like, no. This is this thing. This is our thing. This is contemporary street skating and vert skating. This is what we do. This is the state of the state of the art right now. This is what we do. When you listen to Nuggets or Stones or Pebbles compilations from from the '60s, you're like, oh, these guys are the Kinks, and they're trying to be the Beatles, and they're trying to be the Yardbirds, and they're trying to. It's like that was what was going on at the time. None of them are innovators. When was the last innovator you seen? Jimi Hendrix. That's it. That's the only one I can think of. Who came to Earth and said this is a Dick Dale surf guitar, king of the surf guitar. Who came to planet Earth and the Beatles? That's it. Jimi Hendrix, Beatles, Dick Dale. Only every 50 fucking years or 25 years does a revolution come about in a new style of music. Hip hop is still brand new music. It came out in 1970 fucking 3. Technically in the late 60s. We're still waiting for the next thing. You know how many hip hop bands there were? Not as many as rock and roll, but yeah, you guys are ripping up this street sound. This Melly Mel and this fucking and this Fab Five Freddy guy from New York City and Africa Bambaataa. What is this? You guys are ripping each other. It's like that's the state of music. It's a style. Usually, most of those guys got the underground vibe from tape trading or yeah, tape trading, and you follow a genre. Punk rock was going through. I don't know who he's talking about. Punk rock was going through it's a revolution in itself. It was turning from what it was into extreme oi English and American into a pop punk sound to make it. I grew up with the Dead Kennedys and the Sex Pistols and the Exploited and Agent Orange and Crass and Black Flag, and then it went into things like the Queers, Screeching Weasel, fucking all kinds of all kinds of pop shit, major key shit, old '50s doo-wop rips recycled, and that's what it became. You had to know your craft, and if you listen to punk rock long enough, there comes a time when you outgrow not knowing how to play. You know, that's what it is. But do I feel ripped off? Sometimes, every now and again. But I mean, who gives a shit? Did I say that I felt ripped off about people writing about my life for 25 fucking years? I feel like I need compensation. I feel like I feel like pussies should fall out of the sky and be like, oh my God, you're the guy that, you're somewhere out there. There's a real Cosmo Kramer. There was, and he probably lost his mind and jumped out a fucking 50-story building in New York somewhere. Not me. I smile and it goes right to, I try not to get mad about it, and I try to put it in my ego and be like, well, they always said you were going to be a star. Everybody, your teachers, your friends. So I guess that's the way it happened. You can't always have what you want. I wanted to be a rock and roll star. Now I don't give a fuck. I'm a folk hero. You know? You're the guy they wrote fucking 5 TV shows about? Or 6? And it's like, yeah. And it wasn't shitty TV shows. Top money, top tier, primo, top shelf, higher, the highest of the highest wrote me into their shit, and they did it with reckless abandon. Do I feel ripped off? Not really. I know how people write. Some people write from they write, they make up shit. Others write, they say write about what you know, and I guess you could call it that. They don't really know me, but they can know me. I don't know how they know that, but they're, I guess you can call it they're writing about what they've seen or what they know. I just want some dough and a wet gash to plunge into. Done a lot of music, boy. I've done a lot of music. It wasn't no shot in the dark, one hit shit. I mean, I did it my whole life. I'm still doing it. You play that fucking you play that Hofner bass. That's Paul McCartney. I mean, some shit when it's that distinct and it has that much of a sound and it makes that much of an sure. Then you say that's a Paul McCartney bass. I play one, you know, because there's no denying the absolute barrage of hits. And if you're a guitar player, you're like that's the greatest bass in the world. If you play a bass, yeah. I don't care what kind of style bass you play. You always stop and acknowledge the Hofner, the 501 Hofner, Paul McCartney's bass. He never experienced that shit. That he should have been on every bass player magazine cover every month for 30, 40 fucking years. He wrote the book. You had James Jamerson playing their Fenders. You had all kinds of absolute ridiculously good guys. But McCartney was consistent. He became a god. You see the Damned on stage. He's playing a Paul bass. You don't, you know.